So this is what I believe to be the next meta in crypto, and it's prediction markets. And this has come from pattern recognition over and over. We're just seeing a lot of things. You're not going to care about watching this video right to the end, but basically the TLDR is, if you're making content, if you're a trader, if you're trying to get attention, grow a brand, whatever you're doing, prediction markets, so Polymarket, Kalshi, prediction markets is the next iteration of attention and gambling within the crypto sphere. Now, first off, I just want to show you this. When we have a look at search trends, so that red one there, that is NFTs. Now, NFTs were the first thing that kind of kicked off back in that 2021, 2022. Then, ignoring this one, but this blue one, that is meme coins, and that popped off the end of last year, the start of this year. And now, when we have a look at the Google Trends, that yellow bump is for Polymarket, but we can see here the trend is starting to move back up. So over here, we've essentially got NFTs, we then had a little bit of meme coins, but then we can see Polymarket in terms of trends going up. So this is where I'm kind of going with the attention. The reason that a lot of people traded NFTs is they saw the quick, easy money, the way that you could run up and make easy money. Buy an NFT, flip it, done. That, when NFTs dropped off, died off, and the attention went away, it then moved into meme coins because people saw the ability to buy something at a relatively low market cap, buy something 100K market cap, and it can run up to 100 million and just print heinous gains and make a crazy amount of money. Then a lot of people come through, the tech comes through, sophisticated people come through, and then you end up in a position where people get rinsed, lose a bunch of money, and then they're moving on to the next thing. How can you make money? Prediction markets. It's basically gambling, but it's gambling on everything, but it's everything that you can also have an edge on. An edge like you had with NFTs, an edge that you could have with meme coins, you can have that same edge. Be it researching on a particular mention market, being it having inside information, whatever it is, this is where people are starting to gravitate towards. Now, there's a couple of reasons, and this is where I say it comes down to pattern recognition. When meme coins popped off, what we saw is we saw almost everyone have a photon badge. Now, Photon here, they gave everyone a badge that was a trader. Everyone was just basically having a Photon badge. They were shilling affiliate codes. The same thing happened with Bullex. Now, what we're seeing with Polymarket is something very similar. With Polymarket, we've got the Polymarket traders. And basically, almost anyone that's doing anything Polymarket based is getting an affiliate badge. You can see the badges right here. Basically, everyone is shilling Polymarket. Same thing with Kalshi. Kalshi is the other ecosystem. You've got the Kalshi ecosystem. Same kind of thing. You've got traders that have the Kalshi affiliate badge, and people are getting paid a bunch of money to promote Kalshi and promote Polymarket. Now, it's a little bit hard to show here, but what I'm seeing on the timeline, anyone that makes prediction market related content, they're getting a lot of likes, a lot of reshares, a lot of saves, a lot of engagement, and those accounts are starting to blow up when it comes to the amount of following that they get. Now, the following that they get, they then become, it's almost like a flywheel. They get a bigger following because they're talking about Polymarket. It then brings more attention to it. People go, hey, this person's got 50,000, 100,000 followers. They're talking about Polymarket. Maybe Polymarket's something I need to be looking at. They then kind of buy into it, and it starts to kind of feed itself, and it gets really big. With NFTs, especially on YouTube, you had some people like Crypto Gorilla, Ryan D. You had Brett Malinowski, but he also changed a little bit. You had Kosher Plug. You had a bunch of these NFT bros and NFT people that were kind of trading there. Then when meme coins came along, you had the rise of people like, I think it was like Jalen. You then had Orangey. You had Crash, Crash is Clay. You have a bunch of these guys that were creating content on YouTube about meme coins, and they got really big, and it just went absolutely insane. And I can see these same things starting to happen with prediction markets. These guys aren't as big yet, but they're starting to get these followings. And then what happens is once they get really big, they become the onboarding beacon, but they become the beacon for people that are onboarding into the space, which then means that people then trust it, people follow it, and then more money comes through. Now, where I think we're at is, I think we're at, I'm going to call it the cusp, because we don't have professional trading things yet. We're starting to get some terminals, we're starting to get some tools, but we don't have everything there yet. Looking back on NFTs, you had OpenSea that you could buy and sell on. Then people started to create tools and ways to take more advantage of mispriced things, arbitrage opportunities in the space, and then the space got more efficient. With meme coins, we had people basically just trading on pump fun. Then we had terminals come around with like the photons, axioms, bullexes, all of that, and then people got more sophisticated. Then that edge kind of started to whittle away, and then it became sort of very even, I guess. And I'm starting to see that over and over. I'm starting to see the Telegram bots pop up for Kalshi and Polymarket. I'm starting to see some websites pop up with some things. And I can see some terminals just around the corner. When the terminals happen, that's when people are going to sit there and people are able to turn what prediction market trading is into more of a full-time degenerate thing. They can stream it easier. They're already streaming mention markets and stuff, but stream it easier and stream the different pockets of prediction markets, which then gets people going like, oh, hey, I can just sit at home and kind of put in some stink bids. I can kind of scalp some of these trades. I can look for markets that are mispriced. I can look for arbitrage opportunities with all within like a terminal itself. And then they think that that's an easy way to make money. And then people can then do that, funnels through a bunch of users, which then feeds back into those products, generating a bunch with volumes and fees, but then also the creators around it themselves. So where I'm coming at with this and where I see it going as a whole is if you're looking at what you saw with NFTs, if you kind of saw what happened with meme coins, I think the same thing is going to happen with prediction markets. So if you dedicate time and effort to creating content similar to an Orangey, where you doing these live tradings and prediction markets, you're going to be able to create private groups, private discords, private telegrams, where you charge a bunch of money to get through, like alpha group essentially, and then make an absolute killing because you can be the one that gets the information from whoever. You're able to then give out your predictions, your calls. People follow them, people make money, and then people essentially give you a cut, $50, $100 a month to join the Discord. Sounds crazy, sounds outrageous, but people do it. The other thing as well is with the referral systems that are set up that happened with meme coins, with the photons, bullexes, axioms, and then other tools, I see that happening as well with prediction market tools. So if you are into creating content, if you do want to make video content, make threads, all of that, you've got the ability to then create educational pieces, then get people to click on your link. Any volume that comes through, you end up getting a rev share from that, and you can make a bunch of money. And then there's also people that are already shilling Polymarket referral codes just straight as well, because they want to make a bunch of the Polymarket referrals, because if people then deposit, I think it's like however much to do some trades, they end up getting like a $10 kickback. So people are already doing that with Polymarket, but I can see that expanding a lot more with the ecosystem as a whole. And then the other follow-on thing from that is you also have the ability to trade speculation around the ecosystem as a whole. So if a new prediction market like sort of Myriad is a prediction market that's really crypto native, that comes out, you're able to buy the Myriad token or farm that token, you're able to then do that and then ride that up, because if prediction markets do become big, pump fund sitting at billions of dollar valuation, if you then have Polymarket that then does a token and it's valued at say $2 billion, then another prediction market comes out or a tooling that comes out and tokens around it, you're then able to speculate on those and ride that up as that meta kind of evolves and continues, and you're able to actually make a bunch of money that way. So the reason for this video is I've been sitting on this for about a month now. It's the pattern recognition. I've started to create some content on my other channel about prediction market, bots, tooling, all of that, because I can see where it's going. And what I find that happens is it almost happens, and then all of a sudden there's a singular catalyst, and then there's a wave of people come through, and then over a week it's almost too late to create the content to try to keep up. It's almost too late to kind of do anything, and everything that's out there is there. And I think this is the point where you position yourself either kind of trading on the markets themselves, learning the markets, learning the different ins and outs, learning the different KOLs in the space, because it could also be like locking in deals for KOLs. Like there's so many different aspects to it, but if you know where the attention is, where you think all the normies are going to go, what people are going to be kind of speculating on and gambling next, as in prediction markets versus meme coins versus NFTs, then I think that's where you can then end up making a bunch of money. And yeah, I wanted to put this on wax, put this out there. So if this really does pop off, well, it's not really an if, I do see it kind of moving that way. When this kind of pops off in, say, 6 to 12 months time, and there's a lot of volume and a lot of action in the space, this is just me being right. So yeah, that's just a bit of a brain dump about Polymarket, Kalshi, prediction markets as a meta as a whole, and where I kind of see this moving towards and why people like doing it. I think it's worth the 5 to 10 hours of research, having a look, having a scroll, just doing a deep dive and seeing why people like doing it, why people like playing there. I feel like it's fairer than meme coins, as in you can't really get rugged unless you're just wrong, because you can be right in meme coins but still get rugged and be wrong. And it's also fairer than NFTs, which are just gate kept and basically even to K-wells. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, go there and drop some love, all that good stuff. Pleasure making this video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.